Spoilers for Zack Snyder's Man of Steel and explaining why Robert Downey Jr. is definitely coming back for Iron Man 4. The Summer of Awesome continues.
Goodbye, my son.
Hey everybody, I hope you're getting excited because if you thought Iron Man 3 was big, then be prepared for Man of Steel to blow you away. Seriously, I can say with absolute certainty that you'll be impressed with Zack Snyder, Henry Cavill, and Christopher Nolan's Superman reboot. If I were to lay bets on the top 10 grossing movies this summer, I would say that Man of Steel is going to be a close second only to Iron Man 3. Negative Superman movie stigma notwithstanding. Let's look at some spoilers, shall we?
You're the answer, son. You're the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe?
So writer David S. Goyer said we should think of Man of Steel as a first contact story. Oh my god, it's a fucking alien from outer space. Goyer also confirmed a reveal of a Kryptonian spaceship encased in ice in the Fortress of Solitude, meaning that Jor-El had actually been to Earth previously. You can also think of those scenes where Amy Adams is interviewing Henry Cavill while he's in handcuffs as part of that "oh shit, it's an alien" storyline. That storyline is actually going to provide the backbone for the entire movie.
Excuse me.
Another big plot spoiler that we've learned about is the method by which Zod makes it to Earth and survives the destruction of Krypton. We've seen footage in the trailers of a very spidery looking ship. It turns out that's Zod's ship, and it was actually a prison ship on Krypton that helped him survive its destruction that he has now modified into a warship. There are also reports that Krypton did not blow up in this version of Superman. However, I think those reports are false just based on the fact that producers talk about Zod surviving the destruction of Krypton.
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
So it's a bit of a gripe on my part, but Zack Snyder confirmed that there is no kryptonite in this movie. The real weakness in the Man of Steel is actually himself. That's right. He's really sad, he's really lonely, and apparently that makes him weak. Why didn't someone just give him a f***ing hug? Oh yeah, no big deal by the way. Lex Luthor confirmed the sequel. Whatever, no big deal. Let me know in the comments if you think Man of Steel will make more money than Star Trek Into Darkness or even Iron Man 3. Personally, I think it'll fall in the middle. Speaking of money, let's talk about why Robert Downey Jr. is definitely returning for Iron Man 4 in 2016.
The question, where is Tony Stark?
Things are different now.
So there was this really cool chart that Cinema Blend posted that shows how much each Avenger made in Avengers based on the amount of screen time they had. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. makes more than everyone else combined. He literally made over $50 million and will probably make more than that after Iron Man 3 is all over.
I'm not afraid of you.
So now that Marvel is renegotiating RDJ's contract for Avengers 2 and 3 and a possible Iron Man 4, they really want him to take a pay cut, and he is telling them to go f*** themselves. Add to that Chris Hemsworth has not been locked down for Avengers 2 yet, and you have big trouble in Little Marvel Universe. So what's changed since all this contract Ragnarok has gone down is that it looks like RDJ has reached an agreement for Avengers 2 and 3, although it hasn't been formalized yet. But none of these recent developments mention Iron Man 4. If you look at the Iron Man character, since Iron Man 1 happened, he basically has spent less and less time in the suit, and more time as Tony Stark. He also got less and less screen time as the movies went on, meaning that Marvel could technically use a CG Iron Man without Robert Downey Jr. in Avengers 2 and 3 if they really had to. But because it looks like he's reached an agreement for Avengers 2 and 3, and Iron Man 4 will fall in between those movies, there's no way they're going to recast the Tony Stark Iron Man role before Avengers 3.
Here's my boys.
That being said, I don't think there's any way they will not recast the Iron Man character after Avengers 3, but we're talking about 2018 at this point. And for those people who think that Robert Downey Jr. is getting a little too old for Iron Man, by 2017, obviously, yes, he will be much older, but if they can take off 40 pounds digitally from Arnold Schwarzenegger in Expendables 2 in 2012, then they can definitely take 15 years off Robert Downey Jr. in 2017. So that was a whole lot of Marvel legal mumbo jumbo. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Personally, I think that Robert Downey Jr. is too embedded in the identity of Iron Man for anyone else to play that role before Avengers 3. So I know I promised you Star Trek and Iron Man reviews, and you shall have them, but don't forget, this weekend is Neil Gaiman's episode of Doctor Who. Seriously, it's scary how excited I am for this episode. Cybermen Nanobots. That's all I'll say. Like usual, you can look for that here on Sunday morning. There's Game of Thrones on Monday morning. And next Friday, I might even do some X-Men Days of Future Past. There's been a lot of information and pictures from the set released in the last week, so let me know if you want to see that, and I'll be sure to include it. While you're waiting, you can click here to catch up on Doctor Who before Neil Gaiman's episode, and you can click here to watch more Summer of Awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you this weekend. Bye!